Okay, so financial reporting, the provision of financial information about an entity to external users that is useful to them in making economic decisions and for assessing the effectiveness of the entity's management. Okay, so ang katong financial information kinahanglan non para sa uh, external users para makahimo sila og decision and also to assess whether ang management maayo ang pagkadala nila sa negosyo. Okay, financial reports include not only the financial statements, okay, but also other information such as financial highlights, summary of important financial figures, analysis of financial statements, and significant ratios. So, usually, ang kaning financial reports, kung kuan lang, uh, normally, it's it's what you call the annual annual report. Okay, mo na siya ang annual report. So sa annual report na diha makita ang okay, makita nimo sa annual report na ay kanang chairman's message, kanang president's message, kanya mo highlight ko na sila diha unsay performance sa company during that year, unsay mga activities na hitabo, ingana niya. Kinalasan nga part ana, so mo na tong detailed nga financial statements na naka-accompany dito. Pero sa kuan is i-explain na ikuan into kanang para masabtan sa mga tao or kanang highlights lang lagi siya. So mo na composition sa financial reports. Yeah. It also includes non-financial information like description of the major products and a listing of the corporate officers and directors. Okay. The overall objective of a financial report is to provide information that is useful for decision making. So, para maka-decide. So, it's whether kanang creditors ba na sila or investors. So, kinahanglan sila makibaw bahin sa business. Okay. The target users for the financial reports are existing and potential investors, okay, lenders, and other creditors. So, kaning duha, mo na siya ang primary users sa financial reports. Okay. Kaning uban is other users ani employees, customers, governments, and other agencies, yeah, management. Nganong kaning primary users ni sila. Okay. Usually, kaning investors kay mo man sila mohatag og kwarta nimo para magnegosyo mo. Okay, ang creditors pod nagpautang pod na sila nimo para sa imong negosyo. So mo na sila the most important persons nga nagkinahanglan sa information sa imong performance. Okay, kay ilahamang kwarta ang involved. Okay. So, specific objectives useful in making investing and credit decisions about providing resources to the entity. So, mo to, scanning silang duha ang target users. Okay. So, useful in assessing the cash flow prospects of the entity. Okay. So, matanaw man nila kung naba jud kay kabayad in the future kanang utang gud ka, bayaran jud ka. Okay. About the entity's resources, claims, and changes in resources. Claims and changes in resources and claims. Okay, limitations. Okay, limitations of financial reports. Do not and cannot provide all the information. Okay, tungod kay ang atong purpose is for the general users man, di ba? So, dili jud na ingon detalyado tanan. So, actually, kanato ang financial statement is mga total na aggregate total sa tanang mga transactions within the year. Okay? Not designed to show value of a reporting entity. Okay? Dili, kuan niya. Although makita kung pilay worth sa company, pero ang point is, dili siya subjective. Dili siya subjective nga klaro jud nga mao na siya ang kanang sabay kanang kaayuhan sa kuan. Ang iyaha is nag-state lang siya mo na asset, mo na liabilities, mo na kuan. Okay. Provide common information to users based on okay. So informations are also based on estimate and judgment rather than exact depiction. Okay. Kung may tag-estimate, di ba? Kay, kung para sa accounts receivable, mag-recognize tag allowance for doubtful. Kisa may kuan na dili man na ingon nga exact amount yun ng allowance for doubtful kay ato aram nang gi-estimate nga mao na siya. Ang depreciation ato ra po nang gi-estimate nga 5 years ang useful life niya, so mo na depreciation kada tuig. Okay, so estimation daghan ang kung sa ato ang financial statement daghan og estimation nga ang atong gibuhat, so dili jud na exact nga mao jud na siya, pero at least mo na basis, mo bitaw na atay standards to follow kay mo na basis para mo report ta. Kaya ang information nga atong i-report is for the general users. Okay, general features of the financial statements. Okay, fair presentation and compliance with PFRS. Okay, ba atong nakatunan sa previously is sorry. Okay. Sige na lang. Okay, never mind. Okay, in the next slide na eh. Okay, so other features is going concern nga continue ang business. Okay, accrual basis is katong mag mag-recognize ta kung kanos na-earn, dili kung kanos nadawat, mag-recognize ta kung kanos ang expense, kung kanos i-incur, dili kung kanos bayaran. Okay. I will discuss in detail put later on. Okay, materiality and aggregation, then offsetting, frequency of reporting, comparative information, consistency of presentation. Okay, so fair presentation. Okay, mo na ito nakatunan pag accounting mo na to. So, ang gamit sa accounting reports, primary users, ang constraints na to is cost constraint and materiality. So, recorded at cost based po sa materiality of the type or nature of the transaction. The essential criterion is gamito na for decision. It should be decision usefulness, fundamental qualities, and relevance, which is predictive ang value, confirmatory ang value. Okay. Predictive meaning makahibaw ka sa future. Confirmatory is mabalanse nimo, ma-solve nimo. Faithful representation is kinahanglan kompleto, kinahanglan neutral, walay bias, kinahanglan free from error. Okay, and these two fundamental qualities will be enhanced by these qualities: understandability, verifiability, timeliness, comparability. Okay, sa katong iyang information nga gi-provide kinahanglan masabot, ma-verify, timely po ang imuhang reporting, dapat dili ma-late kay kung late wala gyapon gamit. Okay, comparability is mo to kinahanglan nga ang atong reporting is for 2 years na siya. Okay. So sa fair presentation, okay, mo natong dito sa table nga define as the faithful representation of the effects of transactions and other events in accordance with the definitions and recognition criteria for asset, liabilities, income, and expenses laid down in the conceptual framework. So mo-follow ta kung ato lang nung i-follow ng nasa atong conceptual framework, makaingon jud ka nga fair presentation ang atong gibuhat sa atong financial statements. Okay. So, to select and apply the accounting policies in accordance with PFRS. Okay. okay, to present information including accounting policies in a manner that provides relevant and faithfully presented financial information, provide additional disclosures necessary for users to understand the entity's financial statements. So, kaning monitoring sa notes, financial statements, kinahanglan mo i-explain. Okay, if ever naka-departure sa kaning conceptual framework or sa standards accounting policies, kinahanglan na, okay, pwede ka mo depart if kung mo follow ka sa katong standards is mahog nga ang imuhang report na misleading na noon. Okay, so kung misleading siya, di dapat di ka musunod ato kay dili ito siya applicable nga standard sa imuha. Okay, so permitted in extremely rare circumstances. Okay, usually kay ang standard man gud nato na jud na sila gidetalye na jud na in every other circumstances or in any businesses kung unsay applicable dapat, so gi-cover na jud na nila tanan. So in a very rare circumstances, extremely rare, extremely circumstances mo nang naay mahitabo nga na. Okay. Then compliance with the standard would be misleading and necessary to achieve fair presentation. Okay, kay wa naman di naman ma-presented fairly ang imuhang financial statement mo nang dili ka mo follow ana. So pwede ka mo depart sa standard. Okay. And regulatory conceptual framework requires or otherwise does not prohibit such a departure. So dili pwede siya if pwede sa kuan. Naka-state po na pwede. Okay, so kung depart ka, kinahanglan nimo nga i-disclose. Okay, i-disclose nga ang management has concluded nga misleading ang report kung dili sila mo depart. Okay. Yeah. Has complied, state po dito nga has complied with applicable standards except sa kadtura sa kanira. Okay, so the rest of the statement is presented based on the standard. Okay. Then, specify the details of departure. Ano ni depart ka, the financial impact of departure. Okay. So, mo na yung mga kinahanglan nimo i-state ni siya sa notes to financial statements. Okay. The next feature is the going concern. The going concern means that the accounting entity is viewed as a continuing in operation indefinitely in the absence of the evidence to the contrary. So, meaning, ang negosyo nimo padayon na jud na. Kung walay naka-state nga, kuan, magpadayon sa padayon na siya. Okay. So, going concern is also known as continuity assumption. So, i-assume na nga magpadayon, dili na manira imong company in the near future. Okay. So that's why, because the company is an going concern or continuing, so normally it's recorded at the original acquisition cost. This is the very foundation of the cost principle. Mo nang cost principle jud atong gi-follow tungod aning going concern. Okay, if material uncertainties becomes evident, these uncertainties shall be fully disclosed. Okay, so kinahanglan i-disclose. Okay, the next feature is accrual basis. So, ito akong story. Accrual basis is that income is recognized when earned. Okay, earned ha. Okay, kung kano saan mo ma-earn, like kano saan ka ni-render sa service. Okay, mo na siya ang time nga earn. Regardless of when received and expense is recognized when incurred, regardless of when paid. So, dili ta cash basis ang atong i-follow. Accrual basis. Okay, the essence of accrual accounting is the recognition of accounts receivable. Muna natin accounts receivable. Okay? Na-earned naman ta, bahalagwa pa ta, bayre, so receivable pa na. Okay. Accounts payable. So, mo to nga, expense na incur na ang expense, pero wa pa kanibayad. So, mo nang nakay accounts payable. Prepaid expenses po, humana ka og bayad, wa pa sila ka-render sa ilang service. Accrued expenses is basically, mo na siyang due to time period. Okay? Mo recognize na kaparehan ng interest expense. recognize na ka og interest because nilapse na ang period. Okay, deferred income and accrued income. Okay, materiality and aggregation. The entity shall present separately each material class of similar items. So kung material siya, dapat um, is shall present separately each material class. So kada class nga material mo na is separate. Okay. Okay, then kung dissimilar po ang nature, i-present po siya separately unless ang amount is immaterial. So, ang guidelines, pag uni nga gi-revise ang definition sa materiality, so information is material if omitting, tangtangon, misstating, or obscuring it could reasonably be expected to influence the economic decisions that primary users are of general purpose financial statement make on the basis of those statements which provide financial information about the specific reporting entity. So, kung i-omit ko no or i-misstate or obscure ang katong information, so kung reasonably expected maka-influence, maka-change sa decision sa primary user, then it is considered as material. Okay. Next is offsetting. Offsetting. Ang elements sa financial statement pwede i-offset if related or similar in nature. Like gain on loss on disposal. So na kay gain, na po kay loss. So disposal, pwede rin na i-offset which is higher, gain ba or loss. So more to i-report sa statement. Okay. However, if material, it is to be reported separately. Pero kung ana jud ka relevant tong amount nga kinahanglan jud state nga no, like for example loss siya, so kinahanglan jud siya i-separate sa gain, di niya i-combine kung material jud siya nga kuan niya kinahanglan nimo i-explain ba. Okay, so frequency of reporting, it's usually at least annually. Okay. However, when an entity changes its reporting period and presents financial statement for a longer or shorter than 1 year, then the entity shall disclose. Okay, kung mag-change siya, for example, end nimo reporting period nimo December 31. Okay, mao na usual nimo na nag-change ka to May 31 kay tungod sa academic year. Okay, or so mo na nga ma-change ang period, so mahog nga mamubo na katong karon nimo nga year kay January to May raman kutob. Okay, so dili siya comparable with the previous year kay 12 months man nga karon kay 5 months ra. Okay, so kung mao na mahitabo, state jud ang period covered nga the reason why na ay shorter or longer period, the fact that imo pong state dito nga dili comparable na imuhang not entirely comparable kay di man na pareha og number of months covered. So comparable information, except when permitted or required otherwise by standard, an entity shall disclose comparative information in respect to previous period for all amounts reported in the current period's financial statement. So mo na ang atong financial statement is comparative jud na siya. So current year and last year mo na imong i-present sa financial statements. So also comparative include gihapon nimo ang narrative or descriptive information. Okay. Okay, so kaning third statement, because of this comparable information nga requirements of features sa financial statement, possibly na kay third statement of financial position. Ano sa amin ni mahitabo kung nag-change ka og accounting policy retrospectively. So may pasabutan na retrospectively, ni-change ka karon, pero ang imuhang applicable period is apil ang last year. Okay. So kung mao na mahitabo, kinahanglan ka mo present sa imong financial statement o tulo ka buok silbi this year's end, last year's end, kaya adjusted naman to imong last year's end og ang beginning Okay. Og ang beginning sa kwan, og ang beginning sa uh, current year. Kanya. Makes retrospective, okay, ang other instance nga magkuan ka third statement is ang retrospective restatement of items. So kung nakay gi-restate nga value, so kinahanglan po nimo i-restate ang previous year. Okay. Reclassifies items. So kung imo na i-reclassify po siya sa karon na to so mo nga comparability i-reclassify po to nimo last year kay di naman siya ma-compare na po di man pareha. Okay, consistency of presentation. Okay, requires that the accounting methods and practices shall be applied on a uniform basis. Okay, period to period. So kung mayong ka nga FIFO imong gigamit karon sa imong inventory, so FIFO ra po imong gamit going forward. Dili kay kada tuig ka mag-change FIFO karon, FIFO na po next year. So uniform na siya. Okay, consistency is desirable and essential to achieve comparability of financial statement. So, moabot na po ta dire sa kaning other feature, which is comparability. Okay. So, kung mo yung ka nga FIFO ka karon niya, LIFO last year, so, dili jud siya nimo ma-compare. Okay, dili relevant ang information nimo. Okay, change is allowed when required by another standard. Okay, kung nag-change jud ang standard nato nga wala na dili na applicable na nga method or accounting policy. So, imo dyan na i-change kaya mo follow man ta sa standard. Anya, will demonstrate more appropriate revised presentation and classification. Okay, so finish na ta sa features. Let's go to identification of financial statements. So, identification, so kinahanglan each component of the financial statement shall be clearly identified. Okay, although the financial statements are shown in total na siya, like total revenue, total cost of goods sold, nga na siya. Pero, naaman na sa notes to financial statements ang breakdown, usually ana. Okay? So, each component maghapon i-clearly identify. Okay? And also, ang kanang imong financial statement should prominently display the name or name of the reporting entity, whether it covers individual entity or group of entities, the end of the reporting period covered. Okay, mo na sa header, importante kay na sa itong financial statement. Yan na ang header. So, sa ato ang going forward, ignik maghimo tag financial statements, okay, kinahanglan dyan na points ng header na to. So, company name, pangan sa, unsa na nga financial statement, period, covered ka ng tulo ka linya, importante, jud kayo na, nanay points, kay mo na i-specify, kinahanglan i-state prominently. Yeah, presentation of currency, so unsa nga currency ang gigamit niya. Level of rounding used in the amount. So, usually kung naay rounding off nga mahitabo, i-klaro dyan na dihe mo dito. Okay? So, that's all for chapter 1. Thank you and have a good day. Any questions, feel free to ask in the GC.